So definitely not warm enough to go swimming, though.
No,
no,
not unless you're an animal at the Idaho Aquarium, which is where we went because we wanted to warm up a little bit, and it actually reminded me of being on my cruise last winter, which was a good place to be in temperatures this cold.
Check out Creature Feature.
Welcome back for another special traveling edition of Creature Feature. We're back at the Idaho Aquarium right here in the Treasure Valley, joined by marine biologist Nathan Hall. And Nathan, one of the things I think I love the most about coming here is that you not only have really neat things to see and look at, but it's also a look and also touch interactive exhibit. So tell me about what we're seeing here.
Yeah, so what we have here is we have a 4-level touch exhibit featuring different tropical animals that you can touch, that you'd find in like Hawaii and the Philippines and Indonesia and Australia. So it's pretty cool.
Not at Lucky Peak.
No, you won't find these at Lucky Peak, and you won't really find these anywhere else in the country.
So I'm not gonna lie, most of these things look pretty friendly, but when it comes to wanting to touch some of the prickly things and whatever, what kinds of things are we talking about that you can actually touch here and that you would want to touch?
You can touch pretty much anything in these exhibits. We would never put anything in an exhibit that would hurt or harm anyone.
Right, and one of my favorite things, I actually had not heard of this until I took a cruise to the Bahamas, was this conch shell.
Yeah.
Can you explain what this guy is?
Yeah, so typically people pick them up as souvenirs. You'll find these beautiful shells called conch snails or conch shells.
Conch or conch,
Yeah,
same thing.
Same thing. Potato, potato.
Okay, so show me what one of these guys looks like.
These animals are considered gastropods. So gastropod is just a fancy name for meaning stomach, foot. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah?
So this part is the shell. So it's included and it grows with the snail. This is actually a smell that can detect chemical changes and smells in the water, and they'll actually navigate themselves towards their object. This red part that you can see right on the front here, this is called its foot. And sometimes they squirt out a little bit of water. When they find another snail, they actually go foot to foot and try to suck each other out of the snail. They actually try to get towards one another. These animals are actually not vegetarians, but they're carnivores. So they will eat other snails and eat other invertebrates that they find in tide pools.
And eat each other.
And eat each other.
You sometimes have to pull them apart?
Yeah, sometimes. So hopefully you get to them in time before they ingest each other.
Well, there you have it.
As it grows, it continues to rotate, and I'm going to rotate it that way, and you can see it grows in a circular pattern all the way around.
And you can eat the whole thing.
I believe so. Because of that foot, it's super meaty, and I hear it's super delicious. I've never had one personally, but people do eat the conch meat in the foot part.
So when we talked about how slow they travel, you were telling me earlier that he can make his way up over this ledge, but it takes a long time, right?
Yeah, so the one in the third tier you can see right on the edge over there is actually climbing up the wall. And they'll move around. They'll move from one pool to the next unless they can't fit through over the edge.
Thanks for joining us at the Idaho Aquarium, one of the only places in Idaho where you can see animals like this. So thank you so much, Nathan Hall. What a good time. And
yeah.
I didn't get a chance to actually have the conch fritters that were on the menu in Nassau in the Bahamas. But my first experience, I guess, with the conch shell was that my alma mater, San Diego State,
We've heard a lot about that.
Mascot, Monty Montezuma, carries around a conch shell.
He actually plays it too, right?
He plays it. He blows it after every touchdown, or just to get the crowd up and going.
You have to find a shell and have a hole in the end of it, though, right?
Right. It actually has to be kind of made into an instrument, but really incredible how loud it is that you could hear it all the way across the stadium. And they always play their home games at Qualcomm Stadium, so that's a big stadium.
And you have to do it just right, too. I don't think anybody can just try and play it. It usually doesn't work for most people.
Clearly he's strong enough to play.
He's got strong lips, too,
I think that's probably the most naked mascot that you'll find at any college. But of course, he's down in San Diego, so he's not seeing any temperatures like we are.
A shout out to SDSU.